What's up, you beautiful Bogans? My name is Boue Marks, aka the Bogan Futurist, and this is 5 weird news stories that you might have missed. Let's do it. Okay, let's start with James Corden, otherwise known as...
The world got to see James Corden as a fat pussy. He was also in the movie Cats.
So this dude's famous for one reason and one reason only. He does carpool karaoke. He also has a late night show, but the only reason anyone knows this dude is because he sings while driving with a celebrity. But is he driving?
Yo, it's the Beebs and Justin Corden.
So this footage has gone super viral. People are very, very mad at James Corden, aka
Fat pussy.
because he's not driving. He's a fucking liar. This is just him in a car with a random person. And does it really matter? No. Is it television? Yes. Should we be interested in this? Not really. But it is kind of fascinating that this dude is like pretending to drive and singing, and it's kind of the appeal of it. It's like people doing things while podcasting and having fun, but technically he's just acting like he's driving and people are mad. I don't know. It doesn't matter, but also it's just adds to the douchiness of the dude. And I have no qualms with him. I don't think he's a bad guy or anything, but it definitely makes the coolness of the show go down like 40 levels. And I think that's why everyone's kind of mad about it. They're like, oh, it was such a funky idea, but you're not actually doing it. It's like, imagine if like Wipeout was green screened. You know what I mean? It'd just be like, oh, what a bummer. It was cool because it was the way it was, but now it's actually not cool because you were lying, so we can't trust you and whatever. He's fine. Ricky Gervais is definitely a funnier dude, and that's all there is to that.
Fat pussy.
So there's definitely something very odd about young people that don't respect their elders, and this kid is like the extreme version of that.
What the fuck are you gonna do?
Hey,
Oi!
Hey.
Hey! You wanna come to meet the kid?
So he's on a Sydney train, and for whatever reason, he decides to spruce up against an elderly dude. And a lot of the times this would go unchecked, right? A lot of the times you just yell at an old guy and nothing had happened to you. However, there was a Good Samaritan.
I'll come to meet the kid, I'll crack you.
Sit down.
What? Shut the fuck up, sit down, mate. What you say? What you say? Who are you gonna crack? Who are you gonna crack? Get him off the train. Who are you gonna crack? Get off the train now!
And I think that this is the correct way that this should be dealt with by this dude. This kid is absolutely running amok. He absolutely needs to be dealt with. And most of the times everyone will be like, oh, stop, stop, stop. This guy grabbed him by the throat and made him realize what reality is. A, don't talk badly to your elders. And B, don't be a fuckwit in public, because there's always a bigger boy that's less scared than you are. There's a thing that happens with men that we need to get punched in the face, just to kind of like step down from our own ego and take away like the crown that we all think that we're born with. And I think it's really important, and it's important with women as well, but it just doesn't happen. This kid needed this to happen. This is a humbling moment for him. It looks very harsh if you're a sensitive person, but this is a very good thing for this kid, and hopefully he'll evolve better because of it. I think this is a good clip. I understand that it's intense to some people, but the reality is the reality, and this kid needed a reality check. He can now go to the bank and cash it in. You're welcome, kid.
Why did you hit me?
You can just hop off the train, take the next one.
You bitch!
Alright? It's all good.
You're a fucking bitch!
I want you to know.
Alright, so this one's really fucked, and this is why I think my voice has been down kind of this whole episode. It is a weird 24 hours. Kobe Bryant yesterday passed, 41, helicopter, super sad, impossibly sad, right? Such a bummer. Words can't express. Awful, right? Now, in this modern world, we kind of, like the average person for sure, just thinks that race isn't an issue anymore. It's like, yeah, we're all cool. Let's all just get along. Melting pot, happy days, right? But there's still a little bit of subconscious racism, and I'm going to show you 2 examples. This is BBC, right? This is the British Broadcasting Corporation, I guess, right? It's the British News, whatever. And they were doing a montage of the late Kobe Bryant, and it was very, very touching until...
Okay, so they're about to show... Look who they're showing. Look! Look who they're showing.
There's no excuse for this. This isn't just a race issue. This is a name issue. This is a number issue. The jersey says James. That's not his number. What is going on, BBC? For sure, read. Okay, look at the face. That's a start. That's a given, right? You didn't do that. And then you decided not to take the name. Bizarre. Get it together, you fox. And this is another example. This woman was on MSNBC, which is a super left media company, which would never want to say this word. But here's what she had to say about the late, great Kobe.
It seems like he was just the kind of athlete, the kind of star that was perfectly cast on the Los Angeles Lakers.
So yeah, this is like subconscious racism. It's like in the back of our heads. Don't say the N-word. Don't say the N-word. Why would I say the N-word? N-word. You know, it's not good. It really, 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 really is two poor examples. The second one is unacceptable. That chick's got to go. Unfortunately, that's the world we live in, and why she would even get to that point is it's very, very bizarre. But the world is the world. R.I.P. Kobe, absolute legend. Well done on everything. Family, everything. R.I.P. It's fucking such a bummer, dude. Helicopters are no joke. They're terrifying. So this joke just doesn't seem to die. Every time a tourist comes to our country, we pretend that there's a thing called a drop bear. This has been going since forever. 50 years, 100 years, I don't even know. But koala bears are completely fine. They'll give you chlamydia, but besides that, they're completely safe, harmless, etc. Tourists don't know any better. Tourists are dumb. Drop bears are fake. This Scottish chick is a moron.
How you feeling?
Well, at the moment, okay, because there's nothing near me, but it is a bit like a Batman suit. So I'm a bit worried about why I need this level of protection.
The fact that this works is really beyond me. And even the guy who's doing it is kind of like snickering, like, oh, but she's so scared and so like in her own head that she can't even like relate to how ridiculous she's being.
I'm not quite sure what it's doing right now. It's looking at what? Okay.
No,
right.
I thought he was going to get you.
Right.
It really is a hilarious little game that's been created and continued. Let's see how long it goes for, but surely, like, when is the world going to learn that this is ridiculous? Why wouldn't this be famous in Scotland?
They've actually got really small fangs, and the interesting thing about the fangs is they have a really mild venom. It's not like a snake venom that can make you really sick, but it just causes a lot of really local irritation.
Well, how would you know about the snakes and the spiders and all of that, and you would have never heard about drop bears? If drop bears are real, you would have heard about them already. Come on, this is this is so crazy.
Yep.
Okay.
It's alright.
Okay.
Good boy. All right, good work, Sam. Thanks, mate. That was great.
You're kidding me! You're kidding me!
I know the version of me. Is she perverted like me?
Okay, so we're going to finish with a good story. Now, usually, if you win the lottery, you go bowling. You go on vacation, you buy beautiful cars, you buy a mansion. Not this guy. This is Steve Thompson, and he won the equivalent of $137 million. Crazy, crazy rich. Now, what did he do with that money? He bought a secondhand Volkswagen van so that he can continue being a builder and helping people, and he doesn't charge them a cent. That's so awesome. He's already financially free. He already has all the money in the world, but he understands that the root of his life is based on purpose and service and giving. So he continues to give without charging people, which is like the most beautiful thing in the world. Will he work 5 days a week for 12 hours a day? Probably not. Does he help people? Absolutely. Is he a good guy? Definitely. Could he be doing crazy stuff with that money? Absolutely. Am I glad that he's not? Meh, sort of. But I think this is very beautiful. I think this is very kind. I think this is a very level-headed human. You know, he's probably a bit older and he's smarter and he's just like, screw all that stuff. I bet you he's going to give a lot of money to charity. I bet you he's going to do a really good job with it. And just congratulations, man. You hear so many of these stories where they go broke after 2 years because they don't understand what to do with money. Perfect example of a good guy that's doing the right thing. Congratulations, Steve. You're an absolute hero. Beautiful stuff. Keep up the good work. Well done. Okay, that's it. This is a little bit of a somber bow, a little bit lower pitched, a little bit lower, right? A little bit less energy. It's tough. That Kobe thing was a big one. That was hard. One of my buddies lost his old man in a helicopter accident, so yesterday was just a little bit different. Crazy. It's very, very odd. World is finite. Your life is rather, and it's going to end soon. It's going to be over, and that's all there is to it, and there's nothing we can do about it, and that's just the reality we live in. So be happy. Have fun. Use the universal glitch. Give love, inspire, teach, care, and help everyone that you can. And just remember that this isn't a given. This isn't a dress rehearsal. This is it. This is everything. So make the most of it while you have it. All right. Until next time.